Adlai Mestre is in MDC custody after BCSO says they arrived to the property and they found him with a handgun, uttering something like, "I killed them and was going to bury them."
It saddens me to come up in front of you. Their grief and a whole family has been murdered in cold blood.
The Bernalillo County Sheriff is speaking out today about a triple homicide in the East Mountains. 24-year-old Adlai Mestre is in custody after he's accused of taking the lives of his father, mother, and younger sister.
I'm commanding you. What is he doing? Angel, come on. Open the door.
Welcome back to Mindset Devil. I don't even know how to begin this one. This story right here. It's the kind that makes your soul freeze. A quiet house in Tijeras, New Mexico. And inside, a level of madness that'll leave you questioning everything. So picture this. It's a Sunday afternoon. A landlord who actually owns the house we are talking about happens to be living next door, hears gunshots. He calls it in, and deputies from the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office show up to 55 Young Road to check things out. What they find waiting for them behind the doors to this quiet-looking house is the kind of thing that haunts people forever. They knock on the door opens up, and outside the house comes 24-year-old Adlai Mestre, standing there by the entrance. Blood on his clothes, and they immediately ask him a few questions and decide to handcuff him right there. They start searching him and find an automatic pistol in his pocket, and he's also extra ammo ready. And without even being asked, he just says it. "I killed my family." And not only that, he tells deputies he was planning to bury them.
It is, sir. My family rushed me. Rushed you where? My room. What do you mean? With a knife. Come out here real quick, man. Yes, sir. What are you talking about, dude? Do you have a weapon on you right now? Yeah, I do.
Hold on, don't move.
No, I do.
Go on, turn around.
Yes, sir.
You're just gonna tell me what's going on, okay? Give me a second.
My family was trying to walk into my room, and they were trying to hit my heart. And my dad had a knife, and my sister had a sledgehammer, and then I killed them. But however, I found their bodies, and their wounds were healed.
Okay.
Do you want me to show you?
In a minute, okay?
We need additional.
It was crazy. I don't know, like, I shot him in the head, and then they were convulsing.
What's your name?
Adlai.
Adlai?
Adlai.
Are you okay, man?
Yeah, no, I'm honestly shook.
You shook up?
Yeah. I got a pistol with him. Oh, I was gonna put on my white. It was crazy. Is that normal? I don't know what happened. It's like they were trying to hit my heart, and then they're banging on my door.
You have blood on your hands, dude. What's up with that?
My dad rushed me, I hit him, and then my mom was like, "You need to die." And I was like, "What the f?"
Now, when detectives show up, they start thinking this dude might be on some kind of delusional trip. He's rambling about all kinds of stuff. Seismic waves, thermal imaging, cell towers. And while he's cuffed and being escorted to their truck, he keeps repeating the same thing, saying they tried to rush him, referring to his family. But the facts they uncover? Cold, clear, brutal. Once they begin to enter the house, immediately the first thing they notice is a huge spot of blood in the immediate area before they are even fully inside. As they enter, there is blood all over the walls, floors, and staircase. And what they can tell just by looking at the amount of blood is something super violent has definitely taken place in the residence. They call to see if they can get an answer from anyone else that might be inside and advance up the stairs cautiously. They find a dog that appears to have been shot a few times, and they also notice the home is empty at that time. As they do a little more looking around, they come across documents that specify that Adlai was recently evaluated for mental health issues not that long ago.
Telling them to surrender, inventory hallucinations, hearing voices.
Let's make sure we photograph that.
Discharge diagnosis.
End of September.
They said he's not homicidal or suicidal, so they discharged him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Something changed.
Yeah.
The documents mention he is no threat, but the events that have brought the police there at that moment blows holes in that conclusion. Number 2. Now, judging by the puddles of blood, they see it appears that the pattern of blood reveals that the victims must have been dragged out of the house, and they start to follow the track marks to wherever they lead. They still end up not finding the victims on their own, so they go to their truck where they have Adlai and ask him more questions to help them locate them.
Please don't kill me, officer.
I'm not gonna kill you, dude, but I need to know where they're at.
Alright, did you see that dog? I can show you.
No.
Okay, so no.
Where was they? Are they inside the house or outside the house?
They're in the backyard, so I was gonna bury them. So there's a
Subject saying they're
there's a
in the
gate with
backyard.
the trail. Gate with the trail, and then you're gonna want to take a right, and there's gonna be another gate, and you want to go down. I can lead you there.
Give a specific location or...
He tries to tell them, but he's rambling on so much. They continue to check the whole property on their own. And eventually they find the bodies of Adlai's 46-year-old father, Raimundo, his 51-year-old mother, Bertha, and his 17-year-old sister, Braille, all face down in a ravine behind the house. Drag marks, blood on the trees and bushes, bodies stacked on top of each other, like they didn't even matter. But that's not even the whole story. Investigators say the victims didn't just get shot, they showed signs of blunt force trauma too. A knife and a meat tenderizer hammer were found near the door, stained with blood. Yeah, he did more than pull the trigger. He shot his father in the arm, leg, and in the back of his head. His mother also died from gunshot wounds, shot, and stab wounds. But for his sister, he shot her through the eye, stabbed, and used the meat tenderizer hammer to smash her face in. The violence used was the true definition of overkill, and it wasn't just the humans. Adlai shot the family dog 3 times. That poor animal was still alive when they found it, but its injuries were too much. Animal control had to put it down. But wait, this doesn't stop at the crime scene. While in the sheriff's station interview room, once the police officers sit Adlai down at the chair and desk and try their best to question him about the motive for the tragedy, but immediately realize Adlai's mental condition is a lot worse than initially thought. They ask him to tell them what happened, but all they got was a bunch of off-topic ramblings, as he seemed to having an overload of thoughts racing non-stop, making him sound incoherent at times.
Fucking Officer Angel, Bloodline Jesus, that's not me. Period. I ain't no angel, no fracker. How about y'all go ahead, pull some strings, make me the officer, the sheriff, let's make it happen. I don't deserve to spend life in prison over a catastrophe. I ain't no Officer Angel, Bloodline Jesus, no such thing. Jesus was not conceived. You know what y'all believe? Officer Angels, y'all believe in the Bloodline Jesus. You told me. Officer Mestre, Admiral Mestre, matter of fact, Admiral Mestre. Admiral Mestre. On Dubai, I was on...
One of the investigators was trying to write down the events as Adlai tells them, but Adlai's inability to stay on topic is confusing him. He allows Adlai to write down his statement himself, and once the investigators look at the paper, they realize everything is written exactly how Adlai was talking.
Okay. Possession. Try to kill me, unreasonably, able to kill me. Lost consciousness.
So that leaves them at a dead end. They leave him in the interrogation room, and immediately Adlai begins to have a series of weird conversational dialogue with an imaginary person. This man kicks a hole through the wall and actually escapes into the hallway. Officers had to chase him down and drag him back into custody. And during his court appearance, he tries to speak. His attorney tells him to chill, but Adlai can't hold it in. He starts begging for the media to release photos of his family's bodies, says their wounds were blackened and healed, that his parents were throwing signs up with their hands after death. Month 3. He says, "I'm fighting for my life." He also claims his medication was stolen and says that's why he tried to run, because he was scared. But the state ain't buying it. They played the footage of him escaping, laid out the details about the cleanup attempt, and argued that he's a serious danger to the public. The judge agreed. No bail. He's staying in jail until trial. The only somewhat of an understanding we can get that may answer the million-dollar question as to why Adlai may have snapped on that particular day comes from his one sibling, his older sister Nancy Jr. When detectives came face to face with her to give her the tragic news, though obviously destroyed after hearing her only brother wiped out her whole family, she mentioned, although he was diagnosed as having delusions and was prescribed psych meds, his doctors said he was safe and posed no harm himself or others. But she thinks that the reason he snapped was because his whole family was constantly telling him to take his medications, and also had issues with their younger sister often. Nancy felt the two conflicted mainly due to the girl just being a teenager and doing what teenagers do. Nancy Jr. said that she thought originally when she was contacted about by law enforcement it would be concerning her brother eventually getting arrested. But she was shocked that he killed his family. She knew he would be capable of hurting their little sister, but not their whole family.
I mean, did he have any
indications that he wanted to kill him? No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
No, so there was nothing that...
Did he hear voices? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And was he supposed to be taking medication,
yes,
do you know?
And I'm pretty sure that's why. Because even I started getting on his ass about it.
Okay, like because that he wasn't taking it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm 100% sure that that's why, because they were all probably stressing him about that. My mom had found the pills in the trash.
She also added that her mother downplayed the seriousness of her brother's issues. Her mother once told her, "He's just possessed," which to anyone else sounds a lot more serious than what their mother perceived. Adlai Mestre had previously been admitted to Haven Behavioral Hospital in Albuquerque. Despite this, there was no indication of homicidal or suicidal ideations at the time. This case has sparked discussions about the effectiveness of the red flag law and the need for better communication between mental health facilities and law enforcement. The firearm used in the killings was legally purchased by Mestre's mother. This detail has raised concerns about firearm accessibility within households where individuals may have mental health issues. He made statements about seismic waves and claimed that cell towers had thermal imaging on his house. We know that many times when a suspect is caught and facing serious murder charges, that it isn't uncommon for the individual to try to fake like they are mentally disturbed in order to avoid serious time or the death penalty. But there's just way too much evidence suggesting Adlai is really dealing with mental health demons. These demons have just ruined his life and the life of his loved ones. Autopsy results are still pending, and investigators are working to determine the exact sequence of events and the motive behind the killings. The case remains under active investigation. As of now, Adlai Mestre is facing a long list of charges. 3 counts of first-degree murder, 5 counts of evidence tampering, 1 count of extreme cruelty to animals, 1 count of escape from custody, and 1 count of criminal damage to property. And here's the wild part. BCSO revealed that within the past year, Adlai had been checked into Haven Behavioral Hospital. They didn't say why, but they did mention that, at the time, he wasn't showing signs of wanting to hurt himself or others. This story's still developing. Autopsy reports are pending, and detectives are still digging through the wreckage of this nightmare. But at the end of the day, you're left wondering one thing. What exactly snapped inside this man's mind? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was this a mental health system failure? Or is Adlai Mestre just another cold-blooded monster trying to play crazy? Like the video if you appreciate real stories being told raw. Subscribe if you want more truth they don't show you on TV. And as always, be safe, stay sharp, and never ignore the signs. Until next time.